Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be solving question number 3002, modifying paragraph indentations. So as you can see, this is an HTML and CSS tagged. So for this question, what we have to do? So in the styles.css file, we have to add these three lines where we have to update the headings with these particular indents to EM, -3 EM and 10% EM. So it's a fairly simple problem. Let's see what is present in the files that are shared here. So in the comments.css we can see a simple file where it is showing the border top 1 px solid gray and the ph heading is margin 30 pixels and 3 em. And in the index.html file we can see we have three paragraphs which are showing on the right side here. So these particular paragraphs it is showing here, we can see over here, and here we have to apply the indent over here. So in this particular indent, when we are trying to apply, it will update the values from the first line itself, which is nothing but here, this particular point. So whenever we will try to apply the intent, it will start updating values from here. So if it's a negative value, it will take the values here, and if it is a positive value, then it will push the values and it will add spaces over here. So I think that explanation is enough. Let's start with the solution of this problem. For the first one, we can see we have a particular class that is nothing but ph1, another class is ph2, another one is ph3. So these three classes we have to update, where the first ph1, in the ph1 we have to update it to 2 em, and the ph2 we have to update to -3 em, and the ph3 we have to update to 10%. Okay, so the 10% will be a responsive one. So whenever we are making a change, so it will calculate according to the size of the page, whatever it is. So if it is a percentage, so that will be a responsive one. Okay, so that's a particular thing to understand about. Now let's come to the solution. So we will write, so since it's a class, so we will write .ph1, and in this one we have to just write the text indent. And for the first one, what we have to write is to em we have to give, and for the heading 2 we have to give a text indent value of -3 em. Let's just copy this value for the third heading, and here we can just update the value for third heading as well. For the third paragraph, by mistake I'm set the heading, so it's a third paragraph. For the third paragraph we have to update the values to 10%. Okay, now let's see how it is behaving. So for the text indent is -3 em, so if we put it to -30, so it will take the character value. Let's increase a little bit over here. Then okay, so we are not using em, so that's why it's not showing the change. Okay, now let's increase it gradually. So let's put it to 3 em, what is asked in the question. So as you can see, the values that are coming over here, it is shifted a little bit from the right to left. So if we increase to 30, then the values, it will shift and it will take more values from right to left values. It will shift all the values here in this direction from right to left. But when we are taking it as positive, it will try to push values from left to right. So let's try to update the upper one to 20 to see the change, and we can see that it is getting shifted. So this part we have to understand very clearly. So if we give the positive values, it will update from left to right, and if it is negative value, it will update from right to left. You can think of it like a number system. So the positive values will come from left to right, and if we go from here in the negative side, then the values will be from right to left. So -1, -2, -3. So all the negative values will go here, and all the positive values will go from left to right. So this part we can take consideration. We can think of this particular concept while understanding these problems. So it's a simple explanation. Let's change it to the values with whatever is asked in the question. Okay, let's try a little bit experiments on the percentage also. So if we put 50%, so it will change the values to 50%, and it will shift the values here, as you can see on the third part. So this one is responsive to the page itself. So let's try to decrease the size. Let's see if the browser is also supporting it, or yeah. So in this particular section, if you can see, we have shifted the values here. So it is taking the percentage. So if this is the whole 100%, then half of this particular page is white space indented, and other half is with the text. Okay, now let's change it back to however it was earlier. So I think in the question it's asked 10%. So let's change it to 10. Per one is 2 em. Next below one is -3 em. Let's try to submit this. So it is getting accepted. So I hope this particular concept is clear. So do like, share and subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.